Hello everybody, this is Brevort, and I have reported over 300 bugs to Mojang, although most of them were either already reported by someone else, or they decided that they were actually the way that they wanted the game to work, or they decided that they weren't going to fix the bug for whatever reason. But some of those bugs that I reported actually ended up being pretty serious bugs that Mojang decided they actually do need to fix. And we're going to be going through 12 of the worst bugs that I've reported that Mojang find are the worst that are still going to be in 1.20.5, presuming that they don't fix this by the time it comes out. Number 12, sniffers bob/vibrate when forced to move quickly. So this is pretty easy to reproduce. All you have to do is put a sniffer on a lead and then move really fast. Bonus points if you use a speed potion and if you use a snifflet, because then it looks really derpy and crazy. And Mojang assigned this a normal priority, and it's actually gotten a couple votes from other people, so some people did actually find this is a pretty important bug to be fixed. Number 11, some mobs can move when no player is nearby. So normally most mobs won't move if no player is nearby. That distance is usually about 32 blocks, though for some mobs, since their AI requires them to move, they actually will. So like zombies and stuff can move a little bit further away, and then other mobs like villagers, they need to be able to move to get to their workstation, so that's perfectly fine. However, there are some mobs that can move when you're far away. And those mobs include frogs, zoglins, goats, cats, foxes, and camels, and also ghasts for some reason, which I just thought was intended, but apparently it might not be. And those mobs have no real reason to have to move that far away from the player, especially like goats and cats and stuff. So it's just causing extra lag that isn't necessary to have those mobs move around when no player is near them. Number 10. Throwing a snowball downwards while sneaking causes you to hit yourself. This one's really easy to reproduce, and it actually also affects ender pearls, which is why when you sneak close to an edge, you can ender pearl up an edge. So yeah, it's really weird that works that way, but yeah. Number 9, chests rotated incorrectly in strongholds. So on some seeds, you're actually able to find a chest that's not rotated the correct way in the altars in the stronghold. So it's a really weird bug. I don't know what causes it, but it seems to happen more often when a cave intersects the stronghold where the chest is supposed to generate. Number 8, the portal animation still sometimes plays infinitely after traveling through it. So in certain situations, and this can affect different situations, so it's not just one thing, but you can actually make the portal animation continue playing forever after you get to the other side when traveling through a portal. Number 7, entities turn invisible upon the death screen. So if you die, all the entities nearby will turn invisible. And this is really interesting because you can actually see this in one of my more recent videos. It was the Secret Santa video where I died to the piglin. You could see in the replay that all my stuff and all the mobs around just disappear. And that's really weird. So it actually is a bug in vanilla that causes this, and it's this bug. Next up, we have number 6. This is a bug that more people have voted for any bug that I've reported that's still in the game. This is that fall and trip sounds play after the world loads. So anytime you log into a survival world, there's a chance you'll hear a fall damage sound, even though you didn't take fall damage. And that's because the game calculates your momentum that you're falling because the chunks haven't loaded in yet. And it thinks you just fell really far. So it makes the fall damage noise play, but it doesn't actually damage you because you have iframes. Number 5, this one Mojang actually says is an important bug, and they actually really want to fix this one. This is that chunk borders are sometimes visible in water. So I'm going to provide some snapshots here of it happening because I'm not able to reproduce this on my own at the moment, just on command. So yeah, but this is what it looks like. It's a really weird bug, and when I experienced this bug, it mainly only affected north and south chunk boundaries, but now it's affecting both east and west and north and south chunk boundaries, so I'm not really sure why that happened. Number 4, entities turn invisible when the player is in spectator mode when spectators generate chunks is false. So if you don't know, spectators generate chunks is a game rule, which you could set with /game rule spectators generate chunks, and if you turn it false, it basically makes it so spectators won't create new chunks when flying around the world. But there's actually a bug, and this isn't the one I reported, this is one that someone else reported, but the bug is that it actually won't load chunks at all. But even if you're in a loaded chunk and you have spectators generate chunks false, all entities just go invisible. Yeah, it's actually really easy to reproduce. All you have to do is set spectators generate chunks to false, and then just like look around for mobs and you won't notice any. You can set it to true and you'll see the mobs appear. Set it back to false, they'll disappear. It's really strange that that happens. Number 3, loaded chunks sometimes don't render for a while. So sometimes you could be like flying around in spectator mode. You could even have this happen in survival mode actually. And you like land in certain areas or whatever, or you'll see like chunks that are like loaded. And the way you'll know they're loaded is you have collision with them and everything. And you're able to like see the blocks kind of, but the blocks don't render. They're just like invisible. So you know they're there. You're able to like land and you're able to like just like interact with the blocks, but you're not able to see the chunks. And that's actually what this bug is. That's the number 3 worst bug that I've reported. Number 2, releasing the sneak key after sneaking on an edge can produce vibrations. So if you're sneaking and you're on the edge of a block, and then you let go of the sneak key, even if you're not moving, it'll actually trigger Sculk sensors and Sculk shriekers, which is really strange, and it should not happen. There's no reason if you're not moving that the game should cause a game event to happen, which is what causes vibrations, is a game event. There's no reason that should happen if you're sneaking, and then you stop sneaking. There's no reason if you're not moving that you should create vibrations in that situation. And this is a pretty serious bug because this can actually lead to people spawning wardens unintentionally. And they actually did nothing wrong to do that, so it's not really fair to them. And number 1, the worst bug that I've reported that still hasn't been fixed yet, visually falling through blocks / out of the world when the world loads before the player is teleported to the right location. So this is a really weird bug that started in the 1.20 snapshots. Basically what it is you'll just see like yourself falling through the world. You might be in a cave or something, or you might just like fall through the bedrock or something, but then you teleport back up to the correct location. I've seen this a lot on Metacraft, but I've also seen it in my solo world, which is completely vanilla, so it's not just a modded thing. And it's been confirmed, and it's the most important bug that I've reported that's still open right now. And there have been some bugs that I've reported that have been worse, but they actually were so bad they got fixed like immediately. So they're actually not in the game anymore. So there's been some crashes and some other weird things that I've reported that just immediately get fixed because they're so serious. But those are the top 12 worst bugs that I've reported that are still in the game. Anyways, guys, that's about it for this one. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Have yourselves an amazing day. Calcium Capus Mototitum, and goodbye.